So
together.
How I allocate capital in general, and includes this year, is maybe a little different and maybe not for everyone. Basically, I'm at both ends of the barbell. Extremely conservative, and then over here speculating in mostly minors. To me, there is no middle of the barbell. I don't consider Apple, the middle of the barbell. I consider almost every stock a speculation, even Apple. So on the conservative side, I'm in cash, I'm in CDs, I'm in treasury funds, things like that. And on the other end of the barbell, I speculate in junior minors. That's what I do, that's what I want to do, that's where I think I'm going to get the biggest bang for my buck. That's where all of us can still be a venture capitalist, if you will. So that's how I position my portfolio. Being on the far end where I'm speculating, I can do that. I'm allowed to do that because I have another part of my portfolio that is very conservative. So that's where I'm positioning is I'm actively speculating in junior minors. For 2024, I pretty much agree. Uranium is already running, so it's going to be a little hard to find an undervalued play right now. If you own them, I would definitely hold on to them. And gold. Gold would be the one that I would look at first in terms of gold junior miners to play. If gold makes a new all-time high this year and it sustains it, then I believe that'll drag silver, but probably not till later. Copper and lithium and things like that will be more dependent on the economy and things like that. But I don't invest in, a mining stock because of what the metal might do. I invest in a mining stock because of what the miner might do. And that seems like a simple statement, but you really have to focus on that. And I am focused almost entirely on discovery or a major expansion of a resource. That's where I'm investing. So that's my long answer.
Thank you.
Quick break here, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by Copernico Metals. Now, regular viewers of my channel will be familiar with the entrepreneur behind Copernico. His name is Ivan Bebek. Now, although a young man in this business, Ivan's already created tremendous value for his shareholders in the past, namely with Caden Resources, which he sold to Agnico Eagle, and Keegan Resources, which became a mine now owned by Galiano Gold. Now, Ivan has surrounded himself with expertise from BHP, Newmont, and VRIC on his board at Copernico Metals. Check out copernicometals.com. Now back to the interview.
Before we get into your picks, I'd like to ask you all for your opinion on why it is that the junior sector, and actually the seniors as well, underperformed the bullion. I'm talking about specifically gold in 2023. I think that's something that a lot of people here may want to know. Gwen, I'll start with you.
Gold was really boring. It was really strong, and those of us who like gold and follow gold were happily impressed that gold held its ground over the last 3 years. And that's because, of course, gold is supposed to be inversely correlated to rates, and if rates are going up, gold was supposed to go down. The fact that it held its ground was very impressive to those of us who know and care, but a sideways chart is not interesting. And what we need for gold stocks to rise is excitement. And there wasn't any excitement in gold. There wasn't.
But the stock markets outperformed gold. The S&P, NASDAQ, yeah.
And that's the thing, right? You see this sideways gold chart, and then you see all kinds of other opportunities that are doing more interesting things. So there was no impetus for the generalist investor to turn their eyes towards gold. And if we don't have that, there aren't enough just gold investors to keep the sector rising. We need those who aren't always playing gold, those who like to play gold when it demonstrates, when it puts its hand up and says, hey, I'm happening. There's a bunch of investors who will do that, but gold has not put its hand up and said, pay attention to me over the last few years, while relative to, just buying the Magnificent Seven and playing that opportunity, or buying treasuries and the various opportunities that were much more apparent in the market. So that's what I think. I think there just wasn't enough reason for generalist investors to turn their attention here. Is that opportunity today? I mean, I think so.
So with interest rates falling down this year perhaps, and the Magnificent Seven stocks already very richly valued according to many, do you think the tides will change in the favor of the resource sector as a speculative play?
I think that a big factor in the junior space is that go back 15 years, and especially in the Canadian investing sphere, if you wanted to speculate, if you wanted to put high risk capital into the market with the hopes that you're going to get high return, when metals started to get interesting, that was the place people played. Like it almost had a stranglehold on speculative. It didn't, but it was like a major, major player in the speculative world. In the last 10, 15 years, speculative options have abounded and they've become really foremost in the investing world. AI, crypto, NFTs, monkey memes, whatever it was. There's been all kinds, right? And they've all attracted a lot of the attention that might have otherwise gone to junior mining stocks. At the same time, metals haven't been particularly interesting. So it's compounded, and it's meant that speculative investors aren't particularly focused on our sector the way that perhaps they used to be.